Let's quickly look into some exercises on sum and product of the roots. We are asked that if alpha and beta are the roots of the quadratic equation 2x squared minus 7x minus 3 equal to 0, we are asked to find all this. I'm going to write all this over here so that alpha plus beta, alpha squared plus beta squared, so the second one is alpha beta, and the third one is alpha squared plus beta squared, and the fourth one is alpha plus beta over alpha. And this is the equation 2x squared minus 7x minus 3 equals 0. Yeah, if we have equation in this way and we are asked to find alpha plus beta, we should always quickly note at the back of our mind that sum of the roots is going to give us alpha plus beta, and the product of the roots and that is going to give us alpha beta. And we also know that from the previous lesson, we know that sum of the roots is also equals to minus b over a, and product of the roots is equals to c over a. If we look at this equation and we compare to ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. What we normally do, let me just quickly rush into that. Ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. What we normally do is divide both sides by a. So we have x squared plus b over ax plus c over a equals 0. And we also know that from this equation, x squared minus sum of the roots, I'm not going to put it as sum of the roots into bracket x plus the product must equal to 0. So from there, we can get that our sum of the roots is also equal to minus b over a. That is what we have here. And the product of the roots is going to give us c over a. That is what we have here. That means that if we have gotten that real quick, I'm going to remove this. And that means that minus b here, a, from here, a equals to 2, and b equals minus 7, and c equals minus 3. So from here, sum of the root, which is which is alpha plus beta, which is minus b over a, turns to 7 over 2, because minus b times minus 7 will give us 7 over 2. So that is the sum of the root. Then the product of the roots will now be what? That will give us, because there's no minus here, we have minus 3 divided by 2. Minus 7 over 2. This is 2, this is 7, and this is, so this is minus 7 times minus, become 7 over 2, and this become minus 3 over 2. So having got that, we can then see that two questions have already been solved. It shows that the first question, which is alpha plus beta, is the sum of the roots, which is 7 over 2. Fine, we got that. And the product of the root is alpha beta, which is the second question, and that will give minus 3 over 2. So this is solved, this is solved. So we are now left with alpha squared plus beta squared. But before we go into that, let's quickly solve the fourth one, which says that alpha over beta plus beta over alpha. The first thing we have to do is to find the LCM, and the LCM under that is alpha beta. How many beta are we seeing in alpha beta? We're going to see alpha. Alpha times alpha. Anyways, alpha times alpha, that's going to give us alpha squared. And alpha in alpha beta will give beta. Beta times beta will give us beta squared. That means that we are back into question 3 because of this. So I'm going to remove this, but before I remove that, we know that alpha plus beta is giving us 7 over 2 and alpha beta is giving us minus 3 over 2. So I'm going to remove this real quick. And the reason I'm removing this is that this alpha squared plus beta squared requires us to get into another formula. So how do we find alpha squared? How do we find alpha squared and beta squared? Because we already know that alpha beta, we've gotten that as minus 3 over 2. So we need alpha squared plus beta squared. So, but we should know that from here, from our algebraic formula, that alpha plus beta all squared is the same thing as saying alpha plus beta into alpha plus beta. If we know that, let's expand this. So this is going to give us alpha squared plus alpha beta plus alpha beta plus beta squared. So we're going to have 2 alpha beta plus beta squared. How do we do that? What we did was take alpha to multiply alpha, we have alpha squared. Take alpha to multiply beta, we have alpha beta. Take plus beta to multiply alpha, that's another alpha beta. So that's why we have 2 alpha beta. Take beta to multiply beta, we have beta squared. That means that this alpha plus beta squared is equal to this. That we have this and we have this, and that's what we're looking for. That means if I take this to the other side, I'm going to have alpha plus beta squared minus 2 alpha beta to give alpha squared plus beta squared. So I'm going to take all this into here. So this will give us alpha plus beta squared minus 2 alpha beta over alpha beta. You can see that alpha squared plus beta squared will give us alpha plus beta squared minus 2 alpha beta. Your target is to look into the sum and the product. So this one gives us the sum and this one gives us the product. So in that way, we can then put all these values in there. So we know alpha plus beta will give 7 over 2 squared, 7 over 2 squared, minus alpha beta, which is 2 into bracket minus 3 over 2. Everything divided by alpha beta minus 3 over 2. And if we expand that, what do we have? If we expand that, we're going to have 49 divided by 2, because 7 squared divided by 4. 7 squared divided by 2 squared, minus these 2 cancel out these 2. Minus times minus become plus 3 divided by minus 3 over 2. And this is going to give us, if you look into the LCM, you're going to have, the LCM is going to be 4, or rather, just say 49 plus 12. That will be 49 plus 12 divided by 4. What do we do? Just multiply 4 times 3 plus 49 divided by 4. We give you this. Over minus 3 over 2. And 49 plus 12 is going to give us 1. That's 61 over 4 times, this goes up as 2 over minus 3. This cancels out to give this. So we're going to have 61 over 6 minus 61 over 6. So that's for the fourth one. Then for the third one, since we already know what alpha squared plus beta squared will give us, and that one is going to give us this, it's going to be easier for us. So the third one, which we know that alpha squared plus beta squared, and that one is going to give us alpha plus beta squared minus 2 alpha beta. So we can find that real quick. After alpha plus beta, we give 7 over 2 all squared minus 2 into bracket minus 3 over 2. So 2 cancels out. So we're still going to have 49 over 4 minus times minus 3 become plus 3. And if you look at that, what are we going to have? We're going to have 49 plus 12 divided by 4. And the answer to that is going to give us 61 divided by 4. That is the answer to that. So we are able to solve all of them, and that is how you're going to do some kind of exercises on sum and the product of the roots.